I'm going to be telling you guys, giving a speech about how to paint a sky, a demonstration speech. So, a few months ago, I fell down the stairs and had a sudden urge to paint. It wasn't until I began to fully immerse myself in my art appreciation class that I finally decided, why not? What's holding me back from buying some paints and a canvas and splattering paint everywhere? In fact, what's holding you back? Have you ever wondered if you sat down and fully committed yourself to one painting, what the outcomes could be? So, we all know a man with a large afro and a love for nature by the name of Bob Ross. He has become famous with his painting tutorials of our beautiful world. If it weren't for Bob Ross's painting tutorials on YouTube, I'm not too sure I would have taken the plunge into the art world. It started out with a video called Bob Ross, Island in the Wilderness, Season 29, Episode 1. After looking at this video, I bought the paints, canvases, and easel I needed to follow his directions. Step by step, mimicking his technique of blending the paints, we painted well into the day. Eventually it was late, and I was exhausted, yet I was so determined to finish this painting. I stopped the video and let my hand just flow. I learned a few techniques from Bob Ross, let my knowledge speak for itself on the canvas. After an hour, I had completed my painting. Like any artist, I hated my work until my boyfriend shared the image on Facebook. I got such amazing feedback, and everyone loved my work to the point where my boyfriend still has it hanging on his wall to this day. Bob Ross has influenced me to continue on many other successful paintings, as you can tell, over there on the wall. So I feel I'm credible to influence and demonstrate to the audience the many possibilities you can paint. Today I'm going to be listing 3 main points to create this painting. First, we will discuss the materials and mediums you will need to work with. Secondly, I will show you some tips and tricks to taking care of the materials in your canvas to have the best attempt at this painting. Thirdly, I will demonstrate to you how easy it is to paint a simple sky and the different possibilities you can conduct with this painting. Before rushing in and painting, you need to understand what you're working with. So, we're going to start with brushes. So, there's many brushes to work with. Firstly, one of my favorites is the wash brush. So how you work with a wash brush is you dilute some paint with water so that you have a kind of translucent paint, and then you simply use it for like backgrounds or larger surface areas. Next, you have a fan brush. Bob Ross loves this to make trees, and so do I. I love using this for trees because of the fan. It looks like a highlighter brush for makeup. Next, you have a round brush, and this is good for making details. Like, personally, I use it for grass strokes. I use it for smaller details in the painting. Next, obviously, the most important thing is you need your paints. You have acrylic, oil, or watercolor. Specifically today, I'm going to be using acrylic, but using acrylic is a good beginner kind of paints to work with, and then oils are more pigmented, easier to blend, and watercolors give you more of like this pastel kind of look that's very artsy and trendy. So next, we're going to be talking about taking care of your materials. So personally, I learned this from my art appreciation class, the importance of gessoing and sandpaper. So first what you do is you sandpaper the canvas so that it gives it a smooth kind of surface, because sometimes you can get bumps and weird little indents from when it was being manufactured. Next, you gesso, which is this big tub of acrylic gesso, and you apply it up and down and left and right so that it helps your colors stay longer and keep them more pigmented. So next, another important way of keeping your brushes survival rate much longer is by drying out your brushes correctly, not leaving them in water, because it will disrupt their natural shape of how they reproduce, and your brush hairs can split, and then it's horrible when you're painting something black and then it gets everywhere just because of one tiny little brush that was out of line. So now that you've heard me ramble about the importance of taking care of your materials and mediums, allow me to demonstrate how to create this painting. So first, what we're going to do is I already diluted my paints, and I made a kind of light blue wash. And so you're going to just dip the paint in with your brush, and I'm going to hold the canvas or it's going to fall. And you just keep working with it like that. I'm going to add some water so that it's a little bit more easier to work with. And it makes this really awesome gradient. I don't know how the Bob Ross can do this so quickly. So now you have your background, and the next step in this is to paint happy little clouds like Bob Ross would say. So I typically always use my round brush because it's more precise with everything. So what we're going to start off with is just simply doing some small dots and, kind of blending them out so they kind of look like clouds. And there's different ways of creating clouds because there's so many different kind of clouds. And the importance is just highlighting some key features and just letting the rest of it kind of blend out. Super simple. You don't have to constantly dip into the white paint either because it helps have kind of a blended effect. Just continue swirling around. You can make long clouds, you can make tall clouds. It's your painting, you can do whatever you want. For fun, I'm going to just have a really messy cloud right here. No highlights. Just going to add some more. And you can go crazy. Add how many clouds you want. Just be confident that you can do it. So tonight I showed you 3 major details that come with painting a sky. The different materials you'll need to paint, giving the materials a fighting chance to help you create a masterpiece, and one way to paint a simple sky. Watching someone like Bob Ross create a painting will aid you in your progress of finding the inspiration to paint. The encouragement Bob Ross gave me to paint helped me realize that I too can paint. I hope that my demonstration helped you show that even a student who fell down the stairs and gets easily flustered by her work can paint just as well as an art teacher. So believe in yourself, believe in your work, take care of your tools, and you can do, well, paint anything. And remember to quote the last Bob Ross, there are no mistakes, only happy accidents. Thank you.